when removing rusty bolts, that's a huge problem, and it's a big part of car restoration. So you always want to spray that with penetrating oil several days before you want to try to remove the bolts. That helps a lot. You can first try to shock the bolt. And a good way to do this is if you just simply hit it with a hammer, it doesn't shock it as good as using another tool on there to actually vibrate it and shock it more. So you can take just a piece of steel or something like that and hit it like that, and then it will shock the bolt a little bit and start to break the rust loose. Another thing that works really good is just a wrench. Just put it on there and just... You might not want to use your best wrench, but... Okay, so that'll help loosen it up a bit. Now you can try to undo it. While you're turning the wrench, you're trying to turn the wrench at the same time, you can hit this and try to unscrew it at the same time. And that will work. Now if it starts to move at all, if you don't want to break this bolt, in some cases it's almost better if it does break. It's out of your way and that's it, and you'll put a new bolt in there. In some cases you don't want to break it because it might be in the block of your motor or something like that, a manifold bolt or something. So you don't want it to really break off inside there. So if it does start to move at all, move it a little bit, unscrew it a bit, tighten it a bit, unscrew it a bit, tighten it a bit, and that'll help work it back and forth, and you'll see doing that it will go back and forth a little bit more each time, and you can even spray a little bit more penetrating oil in there at that time once it starts to move, and then just be careful and it might come out that way. Okay, so if that didn't loosen the bolt, now it's probably time to put some heat on it. Get a acetylene torch, and you can heat that up, heat the bolt, you can heat the area around it, depending on what it is. And that constant heating and cooling, you can do it a few times. Heat it up, cool it down, heat it up, cool it down a few times. That expansion and contraction of the metal will break the rust, and then hopefully you can take the bolt out after that. Now if the bolt head broke off, then what you can try to do is weld weld a nut onto the part that's sticking out still. So get a nut about the right size, and then start right at the bottom and weld and work your way up to the top of the nut. And the extra heat that from welding will usually help to break the rust loose as well. And so then you can try to unscrew it. Now if it keeps breaking off, just keep welding it a few times, and it might hold eventually. What you can try to do if it keeps breaking off is drill a hole right down in that stud there, and that'll give you a little more surface area for the weld. So just put that in, weld it up again, and that usually works from the heat buildup, and the weld should eventually hold so that you can unscrew that. So good luck with your rusty bolts.